Today's guest is one of the most influential fitness experts on the planet. He went from skinny to jacked, and he also travels the globe looking for the hottest women. It is, of course, Joe Fazer.
So could you tell by looking at us three which one's got the best genetics?
Mark, I'd say you got the best genetics.
Thank you very much.
Some broad shoulders.
Right, that means I've got to do it.
What is going on?
I don't like what I see. I never have liked what I see. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I look like shit. It really you up.
Have you ever thought about doing YouTuber boxing?
Okay, so 100%.
Is there an exclusive here?
Strange to be back in the studio, isn't it?
That's funny enough exactly what I just said a second ago.
Did you say that?
You just said that a second
And
ago.
then you went, oh, need to change that.
Oh,
and then
sorry.
you just stole my
I was
line.
just thinking about it. All right, then. So let's start again.
Feels weird to be back in the studio.
That's exactly what I said a second ago. Well, anyway, I had a big question I want to ask you.
A big question.
Big question.
Oh dear.
If you could have the perfect body, would you get rid of all of your money in order to do that?
I've got the perfect body.
No, but if you were to be like the
It's
perfect,
in actual fact, it's godlike.
the
isn't it? My
perfect
body.
specimen,
Buddha.
the perfect specimen of a man, back to the age of 23, but you had to give up all of your money to do that, all of your millions, would you do it?
As long as I could retain one thing,
What?
all of the knowledge I've accrued during that time. If I can keep all the knowledge, I'd give up every single penny to be 18 again.
Let's say you couldn't keep the knowledge. Would you give it all up?
The knowledge is the value.
But you could do it all again.
With the knowledge, of course, you could do it all again.
So-
Without the knowledge,
But he might not
you
acquire
can't.
the same knowledge.
Exactly.
You know, he might just turn out to be thick as shit.
You can't say that.
But you never know.
That's not nice, is it?
Anyway, today's guest is one of the most influential fitness experts on the planet. He went from skinny to jacked, and he also travels the globe looking for the hottest women. It is, of course, Joe Fazer.
Welcome to the show, man.
Right, guys.
Great to have you back. You were on Like Father, Like Son before, weren't you?
I was like 8 months ago, yeah.
What do you think of the new studio?
So I like it a lot. It's a lot more professional looking now. Well, it was very professional before, but even better now. We got Kai now. Nice to officially meet you.
For sure. I think as well, I was going to say that he was like one of our first like big episodes on the Like Father, Like Son, first one to go past 50 or 60K.
I remember looking at the channel and I was like, oh, my one's done pretty well. I was gassed about it.
You got really behind it and pushed it, which is
I
what we
put it
love.
on my what's it, like, community thing or whatever.
That is a big thing, you know. Like YouTube knows where the audience is then, and then pushes it to right people.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Is that a thing that you like to see how well your podcast is done that you've been on?
Yeah.
Dad does that a lot.
Just keep tracking
Just
it.
go on I went on the TikTok as well. Saw that one of my videos did sick, and I was like, let's go.
So you're meant to be with us before, but you had a car accident, I believe. How is that now?
It wasn't a proper like crash.
Oh, right.
But the car was pretty fucked. Like we were all completely fine. We were driving. We wanted to go to Asda because we wanted to get a Prime, which sounds stupid. We went into like a curb, and it was just a bit.
That was the end of that.
That was the end of that. I felt like a dickhead.
I think we could probably spare him a Prime.
Well, I think
I think we got one
Yeah, they
left.
actually
Sent
the
us
whole
some.
package.
No,
yeah, 2 crates.
What, has Prime not reached out to you and sent you Primes?
they haven't.
No.
I'm not that big
Unbelievable.
time yet. I'm not that big time.
Unbelievable. And you've been quite ill as well, so
I know,
you're
it's
all better now?
A lot of complications. I was meant to be on how long ago? Like probably 2 months ago
Yeah,
now.
about that.
I got a really bad infection on my lips, like really bad. You guys saw the photos.
Well, you sent a picture. I thought you're dead.
Yeah.
Really, honestly.
We're like zooming in, like, what is that?
It's definitely dead.
I was disgusted looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, this is horrible. Couldn't eat anything. Lost so much weight.
Still managed to work out, though.
I didn't work out. No, that's when you know it's bad. When I can't work out, but.
Did you lose a lot of muscle mass?
Yeah, I lost like 5-6 kilos. Obviously, that wasn't all muscle, but got it all back now, so it's all good.
So, a hard one to start it off with.
Yeah.
In the fitness world,
Yeah.
why should people listen to you?
I think because I've been doing it quite a while now. There's a lot of guys in the fitness world who are a lot bigger than me, a lot more shredded, a lot more muscular. But at the end of the day, genetics is a massive thing. So someone can work out for 1 year and make more gains than someone who can work out for 5 years. Even if that person who spent a year in the gym was doing it half-assed and the person doing it 5 years was doing it with intense training, a great diet. If the person with 1 year just had elite genetics and the guy with 5 years had horrible genetics, this 1 year guy would make more progress. It's as simple as that. It's annoying as that, but that's the honest truth. With me, I've not been born with the best genetics. So I'd like to say that I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to being optimal, being efficient with your training and making as much progress as possible and just making the best out of the situation that you've got. So I think that even though I'm not as muscular as some people, I might know a bit more than them because I've had to put that research in, whereas some people just, they haven't had to do that.
So what percentage is genetics, and natural talent or hard work?
It's a really good question. I did a video on that like 2 years ago where I tried to deep dive into it, and me and many other fitness influencers like Greg Doucette, who's quite knowledgeable in this space, said genetics plays about 50 to 60% of a role in how well you succeed.
That's huge.
At the end of the day, if someone hasn't got good genetics, they can't make the stage, like a bodybuilding stage, like they just can't.
How do you figure out if you got bad genetics or you're just lazy?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. Yeah. The thing is, you can have some guys who are lazy, who don't care about their diet, but just go to the gym like a couple times a week and they can make insane progress and they're genetic elites. Or you can have someone who goes to the gym a bit, doesn't really bother and doesn't make progress. You can't tell if they're lazy or if they have bad genetics. It's just, you can tell the extreme sides of some people.
So could you tell by looking at us three which one's got the best genetics?
Mark, I'd say you got the best genetics.
Thank you very much.
You got some broad shoulders, some broad shoulders.
So how about Kai? Do you think he's got bad genetics or he's just lazy when it comes to the gym?
I think Kai's got a sleeper build. I reckon once you...
Well, I've made a tiny little bit of progress in the time that I have been training, but I'm glad that you said what you said because I've got a friend who I've been saying has got crazy genetics.
Yeah.
And every time I mention it, he just says, "Oh, you're just taking away my progress. You're bashing on me." When it's like, no, bro.
And your brother as well.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy.
To be fair, that my brother has been to the gym like properly in the past, but my brother just got back into the gym.
Yeah.
And he's looking tiny, literally 1 month, and he's just bulked up.
Well, if he used to go to the gym, then muscle memory is a massive thing.
For me, it's nothing like that.
But
I'm really struggling.
When you spoke about your mate who's got insane genetics, I was the exact same, bro. Back in school, when I was about 15, 16, there was about 4 of us in our year who went to the gym, just us 4. They were 3 rugby lads, and then there was me. And obviously, rugby guys, they usually have good genetics because as growing up, they've been the stronger kids, all of this stuff. And they were making insane progress, but they didn't really try. I was researching constantly, like focusing on my diet, and I was so much skinnier than them still. And I was like, you guys know you have better genetics. And they all just said, no, Joe, it's because we work hard and stuff like that. People don't appreciate that genetics are so important.
Yeah, like I haven't like gained or lost any weight in years. I've just been the same forever. And even now that I'm really trying, it is difficult for sure.
So like putting on the weight, we're in the exact same position. Yeah.
So if you weren't like genetically gifted, why did you decide to carry on in the gym? Most people would just give up and think this isn't for me.
Yeah, I think actually the fact that I wasn't genetically gifted made me work harder in the gym. It made me be where I was. I think if I was naturally not super skinny, I would have never taken the gym seriously. I don't think I'd be here today. I think it's a kind of a blessing in disguise. If I had decent genetics, I don't think I'd be as passionate about bulking up. You know the classic, you want what you can't have. I want to get so muscular because I just can't. My genetics limit it so much. But if I just worked out and it came easy to me, I don't think I'd be as passionate about it.
So did you just want to do it for yourself, or was it because you wanted other external things?
I just wanted to look sick in clothes. I just wanted to just be muscular. Yeah, look for myself a lot. Yeah, and to, vain reasons as well, to be completely honest.
So if you're not genetically...
Genetically.
So if you're not genetically predisposed to putting on bulk, is it more of a temptation to try the dark side?
To try the dark side? Yeah, I mean, let's be real. It definitely is a bigger temptation. But again, when it comes to joining the dark side, which if you guys, can I say the word?
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
If you guys don't know that means hopping on steroids or PEDs. That has genetics in it as well. Some people respond better to PEDs than others. So more genetically gifted PED responders. At the end of the day, we're talking about muscle building here. We're talking about PEDs, but literally anything in life, anything whatsoever, genetics has such a big role.
Well, it's definite that some people do respond to steroids better because I'm actually currently on steroids, funny enough.
You must be the biggest hyper-responder.
I had 2 injections on my shoulder because I had some problems with the muscle on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And they said some people don't respond at all, some respond, over a period of time and so on. Literally instantly that day, that shoulder was better. Yeah, I didn't build muscle on, but it certainly made it a lot better. And a lot of people are afraid of steroids, you see.
Yeah.
So.
What would you say are the pros and cons asking for a mate?
For steroids.
I'm joking. I would never do that.
The classic.
What are
the
the pros
classic.
and cons?
Okay. Okay, this is a very good question. Obviously, the pros are...
That's the first time that someone said that to me.
What a good question.
Kai has asked a very good question.
Yeah, go on.
All right, the pros are the pretty obvious ones. You can build muscle. There's also other PEDs which can help you lose body fat. At the end of the day, you feel amazing on it, apparently. You feel like a superhuman. Even on low dose TRT, apparently the how you feel mentally is insane. That's the pros. The pros of build muscle, let's be honest. The cons, you don't know how you're going to respond to it. So some people could... There's a guy that I know called Dave who took steroids and instantly acne broke out everywhere. Cystic acne, scars for life. Heart attacks are a problem. It increases cholesterol. There's just so many health consequences, which if you're not keeping on top of, if you're not getting your blood work done, if you're not checking your blood pressure, it can come and bite you in the back. And you just, in my opinion, there's too much to worry about compared to the building a bit more muscle.
Yeah, I think there's something about being natural as well. Like there's somewhat of a flex to being natural.
There is,
and I don't
yeah.
know why you would want to be any other way.
100%. Unless you're obviously going on the big stages where it's physically impossible to compete with these guys naturally.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a testosterone test to see what your levels are?
I've not checked my actual testosterone. I've done a blood work test before, but I don't really understand it, to be fair.
So do you think that's something you do in the future? I imagine that'd be a good
Definitely a good video idea, yeah. I reckon it'd be pretty low, to be honest. However, I know guys who don't have the best physiques who have been training for ages, and they seem on the surface like they don't have the best genetics, but then they've done blood tests and their test levels have been very high, naturally high.
So what's your opinion on the Liver King not being natural? Because obviously that was a big story that blew up in the space.
Well, I mean, it was completely obvious that he was not natural in the first place.
Even I knew that.
But everyone believed it. Well, lots of people believed it.
It's ridiculous. Like, at the end of the day, right, there's some people who could be on steroids and you could not tell in a blue moon. And then there's some people on steroids, like the Liver King, where it's just completely obvious. It's physically impossible for someone to look like him not on anabolic steroids. I think he was spending like 10 grand on growth hormone a month. Ridiculous. Who would want to spend that much just to have a bit more muscle? When you actually deep it for a second, it's ridiculous.
Well, I imagine he was making so much money from his courses, though.
Sure.
So it probably was a good investment in the end.
And if you're using, eventually it's going to come out. And when it does, you're trash.
Yeah. I think he's still doing decent, though, right?
You're calling him out.
Mark Tilby versus Liver King.
Trouble is, if you're fake, aren't you? I mean, you can take stuff and be honest about it. I think you did a video about interviewing people and saying, are you real? Are you natural? Are you taking? And I think when people are honest about it, I've got no beef with them at all.
There's no problem whatsoever.
When people are fake and pretend something and it turns out to be something else, that's not on.
It's when someone's like selling stuff, giving the impression that you can build a body like me, but they never mention the fact that you need all of these needles as well. And that's when it's a bit unethical. But like you said, if someone's on steroids, there's no problem with that, as long as you're honest about it. Even to the extent of if you don't speak about it, I think that's completely fair as well. Some people have other jobs. Some people don't want their family to know, and it's completely fine. So if you just don't speak about that,
make up your own mind.
Yeah, make up your own mind. Then I don't think there's a problem with that either. I think when you're blatantly lying about it, that's when there's somewhat of a problem.
Because then you're influencing other people, and obviously it's not a healthy lifestyle either.
Exactly.
So we haven't found a sponsor for this podcast yet, have we?
No, we haven't. But it's because we hold this podcast in such high regard.
Yeah, we also need to find a brand that we can trust, so the audience can trust them just as much as they trust us, which is not easy.
100%. So that's why we want to take a few seconds, only quick, to talk about two things that are really important to us. The first thing is, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that, because it means we can get the better guests on the show, and it just makes it an all-round better podcast.
Yeah, 96% of you aren't subscribed at the moment.
And the second thing, Kai's going to take it.
We've got an exclusive free Discord group with 20,000 like-minded entrepreneurs waiting for you down in the description.
And so many people say in the comments, it's so hard to get connections. Join the Discord group. It's free and you'll get really good connections there.
You certainly will. Anyway, back to the podcast.
I saw you interviewing the strongest 15-year-old in the world the other day.
Yeah.
Was that all natural?
That is natural.
That's amazing,
I can't say for 100%, but I truly believe that he is natural. People think that as soon as you start taking steroids, this 15-year-old squatted a quarter of a ton, 250 kilos. People think once you inject a couple of steroids, you can do that. That's just not the case at all. I genuinely believe he's just one of the genetic elites. And on top of that, he has trained so intensely, his diet's on top form. And you put those together and it's a recipe for success.
And squatting that quarter of a ton, it looked like he was going to explode.
Yeah, mate, it was mental.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I'm surprised he didn't. If I put that on my back, I would collapse.
So what's your 1 rep max?
I've not tested it in about a year, but 165 kilos.
Yeah, pretty decent. How about for bench and all the main ones?
Bench, I've not tested in a year as well. 100 kilos. My bench is awful.
I've done 95, so I'm 5'1". I'm trying to get to 100.
I've been born with these extremely long, lanky arms.
Long arms are not good, are they? For
benching, no.
Yeah.
For deadlifting, yes. So my deadlift is 220 kilos.
Because they're nearer the ground. You ain't got to lift so far.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about for arm wrestling?
Arm wrestling, I think long arms are pretty good for arm wrestling.
Maybe.
I think you'd be a good arm wrestler, Mark.
We'll have to give it a go at some point, won't we?
Give it a go then.
Give it a
Go on, have a go.
Well, I'll give it a go if you give it a go.
Yeah, I will. Yeah,
Go on then, you go first.
Hang on. Actually, weakest should go first. Kai.
No, I'm not doing it.
Why are
You
you
go
saying
first.
that's the
Actually,
weakest?
I'm for one, I'm not doing it because obviously I'm going to lose, and two, after what happened to someone that we know,
But you might not.
I'm not going to
scared
push it that
about
hard.
I'm not involved.
the bicep tear. It's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird angle, obviously, but I think we got it on the shot. So anyway, 3, 2, 1, go.
No
Oh
way.
my life.
He let me win. He must have let me win.
Right, that means I've got to do it.
What is going on?
I'm an old man, remember? Ready? Steady, go. Oh, God, he's cutting me,
This family here.
No way.
When
Go on. Give it a go.
when we talk about genetic elites, this is a family of genetic elites right here.
I don't know if we would have won against your other mate, though. Like, he was strong.
Oh, how strong was he?
Yeah, he's. I did a video on him. He was 17 when I met him. He looked he looked pretty similar to how he did. He's 18 now, but that's another guy who everyone's like, he's got to be on steroids, and I'm like, he's not that bothered about it to be on steroids. He's just a genetic elite.
Tell everyone the story, though, of what you set up with the arm wrestling challenge, because that was quite amazing.
And were you worried about giving away like 1,000? Imagine lots of people just won.
Yeah, so I did a video where I went out into the streets of Nottingham with an arm wrestling table, and the concept was there was me, my little brother, and Solly, who's like this massive guy. If they beat my little brother, they won £10. They could then either risk it and go against me and win £50, but if they lose against me, they lose the £10 they've just won. And then if they beat me, they're at £50, and they can choose to risk it and go against Solly, who's this wham guy, and they can win £1,000. And obviously, I didn't want anyone to beat Solly because then I'd lose £1,000. But no one did. I said to Solly, actually, if you come back with no one beating you, I'll give you £500. So he won £500, so he was more motivated to beat everyone. And yeah, about 5 people in total decided to go up against Solly. No one beat him. So,
Not a chance.
Yeah, not a
That
chance.
is crazy. I think it was pretty cool what you did there, though, like letting them two win when you come on the podcast and that. I think that was quite a good.
I didn't.
Do that.
I didn't.
I feel like he did.
Listen,
It'll be a mystery. You never know.
He
I
either
reckon
let
he did.
you win or he's scared of tearing his bicep.
I think what's gonna happen, I'm gonna jump on a lot of steroids over the next year.
Yeah.
And then come back.
specifically to come back on this podcast and.
Yeah, it might have been the seating position. He sat like that and we were standing up.
Yeah.
So let's
Who
say
knows?
So you made a video about like your mental health. How's that going now?
Yeah, completely good, mate. Really good. So when I came on the podcast about 8 months ago, I was completely fine. And then I just went through a stage of, one, my acne got really bad. Two, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh, I hate how I look, all of this sort of stuff. And that physical, like how I looked, affected my social anxiety. And then that ultimately led to me feeling really depressed. And it was horrible for like 4 months. Like every single day, I just felt down. I'd look at myself in the mirror, I'd see the acne. I'd look at my body, I'd see my horrible body. And sounds over dramatic, but I just couldn't. It was horrible, and I'd never felt like that before. I'd always been such a happy guy. I'd never cared about mental health, anything. And yeah, then it hit me, and I think it just hits people at points in people's lives when they least expect it. But yeah, decided to not feel sorry for myself anymore. Sorted it out, got on some acne medication, started taking the gym more seriously. I've put on a good amount of muscle, and my acne is improving a lot. So feeling a lot happier, feeling a lot more confident in public, a lot more. And it's really, really good at the moment, yeah.
Did you get help with that as well? Or did you do it all on your own?
I spoke to my friends and I spoke to my mum and dad. And I never really wanted to go and get like professional help. I don't know enough about it, so I don't advise whether to do it or not. I probably advise to do it if I had to.
But just being able to speak to people's got to help.
That's the important part, yeah. So I spoke to close ones of mine, and that really helped.
Do you think a lot of people struggle? Like, I imagine when you put that video out, did you get lots of messages from people?
Got a ton of messages from people who have been through the same thing. And I think a lot of people who go to the gym, wow, you see them on the surface and you see them out on the street, you're like, this guy must be really confident because he's got some muscle, all of that. I actually think that people who go to the gym are more conscious of how they look, and that is ultimately results in a lot of people who go to the gym suffering with a lot of mental problems as well.
I mean, I went for a breakup before, and I just used that as motivation. It's not depression, but it's like sadness, isn't it? And use it to
I think a breakup is an amazing motivation, but I'm actually more motivated now that I'm happier compared to when I was in that shit place. So I don't know. I think some people could take it as motivation, but yeah.
So how is the love life? Because I know you're always chasing it.
Straight in there.
Yeah, I have actually got a girlfriend now.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that stop you doing all the fun videos, like going to different countries? That was one of the things I said in the intro.
We might have to change our intro real quick. Yeah.
I was like, he travels the world looking for sexy girls.
And is she Swedish?
She's not. She's not.
Was she off blind date?
She was not.
No.
So that was actually a concern I had, when I said to her initially when we started seeing each other, I was like, I don't think we can go out because as much as it sounds horrible, it will I won't be able to do as many of these videos which go so viral. But then I was like, we kept seeing each other, and I knew that I could still be successful without doing those girl-related videos. But those videos did do really well.
I mean, the Sidemen still do Tinder, and they have girlfriends, so I think you'll be fine.
And she's fine with me doing videos with girls, as long as it's not anything disrespectful, as long as I'm not like necking off with a girl on a video.
As long as you're not an OnlyFans or something.
Exactly.
So I'm sure a question everyone watching will want to know the answer to is, what's your training split?
My training split at the moment?
Yeah.
So quite a weird one, actually. We've got some personal trainers watching live right now, so they're going to be a bit disappointed in me, but I'm not training legs at the moment. And the reason is everyone's going to be like, oh, you're making excuses.
You're skipping leg day.
I'm not. I have a really bad knee injury on my right knee. So I've not been able to train legs for like 2 months. I tried to train them again the other day, couldn't do it. So I'm currently on push, pull, rest, push, pull, push. And some of those are shoulder dominant push days, some of those are chest dominant push days. Not a split I'd recommend, because if you can train legs, don't skip leg day. But yeah, push pull.
So what is the split you would recommend if your leg wasn't fat?
I'd recommend push pull legs, or upper body, lower body, or even full body split 3 days a week. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's upper, lower, push pull legs, full body, as long as you're training the muscle groups at least 2 times a week, stimulating them well, pushing yourself, having a good diet, you'll make really good progress.
Well, for someone with the perfect body that's never had to train like myself, what is the point in doing legs when it's all about the chest?
Because, mate, big legs look sick.
Do they?
Yeah, I think they look. Girls hate it. I showed my girlfriend Scarlett my legs when I used to train them properly, and she was like, "Ugh, that looks disgusting."
Doesn't it help with testosterone though? Like if you have bigger legs,
That's a complete myth.
Is
I
it?
think that's training.
See, that's what trainer Tom told me. So he's watching this.
So basically,
Trainer Tom's
I believe
wrong.
that if you train, I don't know too much into it, but if you train your legs, it will increase your testosterone for a very, very short period of time, which will not actually affect the rest of your training as time goes on.
Right, I'm skipping leg day then.
It makes him feel sick.
If it's a myth that, yeah, it does. It makes me feel horribly
Yeah, because it's
sick.
hard.
Because it's hard. Legs are the hardest to train.
I'll do like, just some normal exercises on my legs and I'll feel okay.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get in like a hack squat or a leg press, just feel violently
Do you
sick.
squat? Do you like normal squat?
But
They're the worst.
But I don't
mate.
find that too bad. It's when I get in the leg press specifically.
Is it?
I literally just go white as a ghost. I'm literally just like, I'll have
Do
my
you
towel.
believe you
and
can
I'm
actually go
pussy.
whiter? You can actually go whiter than that.
great answer, so come on.
What's the fastest way to grow your chest? Because I know that's a big question.
The fastest way to grow your chest, I'm the last person you should ask because my chest is
Well, you made a video telling us how to do it.
I have personally improved it a lot. So that's another point where, like, when I said I'm the last person to ask, my chest isn't the best, right? But if anything, that makes me a pretty good person to ask because I've had to put the work in to actually grow it compared to someone who has a massive chest. They probably just go on the bench and their genetics are good there, so it grows. My personal opinion is don't bench press, don't flat bench press. I would swap that out for an incline dumbbell press, progressively overload it, train it 2 times a week, and you'll notice some good progress.
Weren't you saying you were struggling with a pinch, was it, or something?
A pinch.
What do you mean? Like feeling the squeeze?
The squeeze.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
it.
because obviously, like, I don't have a chest. It's like, when you're training chest,
Yeah.
it's like you can't feel that squeeze. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you even know if you're doing it right? Because it's just, what do you do,
I was the exact same.
Yeah, it's so
When
hard.
your chest is really flat, it's obviously harder to feel the actual muscle contraction, but it just takes time. As long as you're somewhat feeling it there.
Doesn't like an incline dumbbell do the top of your chest? So then it's going to give you like a shelf and you'll just look way better.
It doesn't
don't have
the
much of a
upper chest, which is a lot more aesthetic in my opinion. Yeah, it will still train the overall pec, but it targets the upper chest. Yeah.
So you did a video where you were eating like 10,000 calories in a day. Tell us a bit about that. Was that hard? It looked crazy.
I've done that multiple times. I can do that somewhat easier now because it is a bit training. Like, once you know a lot about nutrition, a lot about calories, it's pretty easy to go and get this food and know how to do it a lot more efficiently. But when I first did the 10,000 calorie challenge, it was about 4 or 5 years ago with my mates at school who went to the gym, and it was impossible. We found it so hard because you think, you ask anyone, do you reckon you could do 10,000 calories? And say, yeah, that's easy. Once you're like 6,000, 7,000 calories down, the last thing you think of is food. The last thing you want to do is eat food.
I mean, he moans about 3,000.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, God, I can't eat. I'm not hungry.
I'll have like
when we were away, it was just crazy. He kept going on about, I can't eat because my appetite's not there. So just eat, mate.
I have to strategically space the meals out throughout
Yeah.
the day to make sure I'm hungry. I'll have my like chicken and pasta, which he says looks like a snack.
It does.
And I'm literally
eat like 10 of them.
I'm getting towards the end of the meal and I'm like,
Yeah.
like, come on, let's get it in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just on
yeah,
3,000 a day.
yeah.
It's crazy.
So you're eating healthy 3,000 calories then?
I'm trying to. The
Yeah.
past 2
he's
weeks,
not.
the past 2 weeks
He's
has
gone
been really
dirty.
bad.
Yeah.
I've gone
dirty.
bulk.
Yeah.
I've been having like Domino's like 4 times a week, but that is only the past few weeks, and I have been on chicken and rice, chicken and pasta. I have Squares bars in the morning with a protein shake. I know it's not great, but it's not as bad as a Domino's.
It's better to, like, as much as it sounds stupid, if you're speaking from a pure muscle building side, if you can't get the calories in, have a Domino's.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not, I'm not speaking from a health side here, but having a Domino's is better than being in a calorie deficit. If you can get into the calorie surplus with a Domino's and you can't without it, then do it. Like,
Yeah, that's what I do.
especially for hard gainers like us.
Yeah, you look like you're similar kind of genetics, I would say.
Yeah.
But your Kai was saying that you're a bit of an inspiration too.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I relate to you a lot in the
Yeah,
gym
yeah.
because we watching your videos, I can clearly see myself in you from the
Yeah.
early days. Of course, we're very, very different now, but I shall get there. But I was like, when I first met Curtis, which wasn't that long ago.
Oh,
in the
you
grand scheme,
hated the gym.
I was like almost anti-gym. which is like a bit weird. Yeah, like it was just like I just sort of thought, oh yeah, fuck gym lads, like I'm not interested, just don't care.
And as I mention it in every podcast, I came from a sporting background with swimming and everything, and everyone's going to say, oh, he's mentioned it again.
You used to swim?
Yeah. But no, I was always big on, fitness, not so much weightlifting, but now obviously I've got a bit more into it, not as much as, you do, but I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Kai was just like, oh, it's a waste of time. You don't want to be doing that. He's like, if I went to the gym, no one else would stand a chance. All the other guys.
Obviously that was a joke. Obviously that was a joke. But I just wasn't into it at all. And then I just literally made the switch like a few months ago. I just thought I just want to get more powerful. Like, it's like I've focused on my career, got a bit of money, a job that I like to do, things like that. And it's like, right, what's next? Gym.
And how are you finding it now? You enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I go to a very bougie country club.
Now, this is another thing that I don't like. Like he goes... I know the benefits to it, right? Saunas, like he goes in the sauna all the time, goes in the pool and then trains. Yeah. But to me, it sounds a bit girly. That's the type of thing your girlfriend does. Yeah, like he used to go to one called Kratos, and it's so much more manly.
Well, I personally believe the old school gyms you can make better progress in because you can get motivated by some people, but it also depends like. What a lot of people join like these really expensive country clubs, not for the equipment but for like the contacts there. Like some people like to go to the gym and make like if you go into this expensive country club, there's probably some high profile people there. I hear a lot about that. Yeah, exactly. I can
it's all about contacts at the end of the day.
Yeah, but then you end up going and talking and he'd be in the sauna for ages and not actually working out. It's like, why am I not growing muscle?
I'm still doing both. I'm going to the bodybuilding gym. I'm going to the country club, but it just depends who I can go with. And I don't feel like confident enough in the gym to train on my own yet. I mean, like my PT will even send me a workout split and I look at it and I just think, what the fuck is that? I don't even know what I'm doing. So I have to have someone with me.
Yeah, fair.
So it helps me a lot going to the country club. So.
How does it feel not to be your parents' favourite child?
Well, I did say to my mum, she was like, I said, it's basically, for people who don't know, we did a video where me and my brothers went against each other in like different challenges, intelligence, strength, cardio, cooking. So like a whole range of different stuff. And I didn't win. My older brother won. So at the end of the video, I thought it'd be funny for my mum to say, so my favourite child is the person who won, aka my older brother. But she was like refusing to say it. She did not want to say that on video because
they've always got a favourite. They just don't want to say
it. Realistically, I'm the favourite. My little brother is 100%. The little brother always is. That's the baby, parents' baby. Yeah.
I've noticed you're doing more travelling with your videos at the moment. Are they always profitable or are they a bit of a lad's weekend away?
I think like in total they're profitable. Like the individual video, especially if it's under 8 minutes, will probably not make as... Like I went to Kazakhstan the other day and that costed quite a lot of money because it's quite far. It's also not a popular destination to travel to. So the actual video that I made, I only made one video from traveling to Kazakhstan. That probably didn't make as much. I've not checked specifically, but I assume it didn't make as much as how much I spent on it. But I gained subscribers, I gained more views, and I made a good video, which will mean that they'll want to look at the next video. So in total, yeah, I'm in a profit. I'm in a profit in total, yeah.
Do you like add it up on like a spreadsheet? Like I'm gonna go on this trip and gonna make sure it's profitable.
I'm not like that. No, I'm just like I want to go there. Let's go there, make a cool video, and it's working. So,
do you think you're going to be doing more of that? Is that where the channel's going in the future?
Yeah, 100%. I really enjoy the traveling style videos. It's not just like I went to Greece. Like not like Greece vlog. I don't like that sort of stuff. I like looking online at a specific question, like what's the least obese country in the world? Boom, let's go to there because it's to do with fitness. It's interesting, and I get to travel. And it's not just like a basic vlog. There's like a story behind why I'm traveling there.
So talk to us a bit about like creating that story. Like, do you think about it before or is it more after?
Yeah, so when it comes to creating like a YouTube video, I will have the idea in my head. So let's take, I went to the least obese country in the world. I had the idea in my head, and when I traveled there, I didn't have any specific like storyboard. I didn't have anything like that. I just traveled there knowing what I want to film. And I wanted to film stuff to do with obesity while I was there, all of this. So I just film as much as physically possible. And then when I get back home into editing, I'll create a storyboard of how I want the video to be.
How long does it take to go through all of that footage though? It must be crazy.
Well, the thing is, I know the footage that I filmed, so it's not like I'm an editor who's getting sent footage. I filmed it myself, so it's pretty easy to remember what
So
footage
you can quickly
is where.
just skim through
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And I just go off the storyboard and I edit it. But it's annoying because obviously I create the storyboard after I filmed, which is kind of stupid and lazy. But hey, sometimes there's like a thing that I wished I filmed, and if I'd created the storyboard before, I would have filmed that. So that can be a bit annoying. But
how do you keep to your training and your diet while you're traveling?
I don't, to be honest. I keep to training. I go to gyms while I travel, but when it comes to the diet, I'm somewhat lucky in the fact that I'm a hard gainer, so I can still stay lean while traveling because I struggle to put weight on. A lot of people, when they travel, they put weight on. Yeah. With me,
tell me about it.
That's us.
With me, I lose weight. So
yeah,
I'm not as bothered about it because if I lose weight, I get a bit leaner. That's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I lose weight every time we travel. But when we go to Dubai on Sunday, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to bring everything I need, and I'm going to just make sure that it doesn't happen
Well,
again.
the place we booked has got a gym in the building, and we can, sort out all our food. Tom, our editor, will cook it all up for us. So he doubles up as a chef as well.
Chef/editor.
Yeah, so it's
I
all
need
right.
one of them.
Do you have an editor at all?
No, I edit everything myself, which is annoying. But
So why haven't you looked to get an editor?
I think it's more the style of my videos. Like, I'm a lot commentating. I couldn't send my footage to someone because I would always think that I could do it better because I have the envisioned story in my head and I know what to do with that when I get it. I just couldn't do it. I see, if I'm completely honest, and this doesn't apply for everyone, but I do see a lot of big YouTubers who have done so well putting their passion into YouTube, filming, editing all their stuff, and then when they get famous, when they get all the big money, they start hiring editors. And I noticed that a lot of the time when they start hiring editors who aren't as passionate as the creators themselves, their views go down because the videos just aren't as entertaining, and you can see that in the videos. Like, there's not as much passion put in there.
Well, I think we've been very lucky because Tom, our editor, he's just like one of the lads, isn't he?
Yeah,
and
great.
we all get on so well.
Yeah.
And he's so involved with the podcast when we're doing them and anything we're doing. He just wants to get involved.
But it took a while to find.
Yeah,
didn't
it's
it?
true. Yeah, but he's definitely a team member, and I think that's really important to find the right person.
100%. I also think it is dependent on the style of videos. Some people can hire an editor and it won't make a difference. Some people, it will make a difference.
What if you want to just do something else in the future and just make the videos still, but maybe build another business on the side and it needs more of your time? Would you then look at giving up the editing?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I
kind of change you to that.
I'll just
it?
have to see in the future. I'm currently working on something like a business, which I can't say too much about. My business partner will get really annoyed if I say more. But
so is it a separate business that you own, or
it's a completely separate business?
That's cool.
So it's nothing to do with the Joe Fazer brand, but it's obviously to do with the gym, which is where I'm knowledgeable about. That's taken up a bit of my time, but I'm still finding time to edit the videos. I used to post twice a week. Now I post once a week because I can't keep up with twice a week anymore. It's just I don't have the time.
It's very difficult, isn't it? I think to keep posting certainly twice a week. Once a week's hard enough.
Yeah, and it's also like some people can post twice a week, but it's dependent on the videos. Again, my videos take 2-3 days to edit, 2-3 days to film. It's physically impossible to do that twice a week.
This new business, do you own half of it?
Yes.
Do you have a partnership agreement?
So
it's an ICE agreement, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like a gentleman's agreement, I guess.
Oh,
They always end in tears.
I know they always end tears, but I'm going to say something, and you guys are going to completely disagree.
Go on.
I trust the guy very well, and I
We
know
disagree.
So me and Kai have a business together.
Yeah,
Obviously, we trust each other, but we actually haven't got it in place at the moment. But when the business gets going, when we actually start putting time into it, we will be having an ICE agreement in place.
I think the same will be.
It's better for you, and it's better for your business partner.
I think,
It's better all round.
It
My
also
dad said
holds
the
you
same
accountable.
thing.
Like, you can remember, because you can easily just say,
It's a reference point,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were meant to do that. You said that 3 years ago that you would handle that. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you
Or
did.
just imagine he sells half of the business to someone else, and you end up working in a business with someone you don't want. So
Yeah.
you want the first right to buy his shares.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that should go in the
So
agreement as well.
What do you feel about many people saying that it's the worst ship to ever sail? The partnership.
Meaning it's a bad idea.
Yeah, like all partnerships fail essentially.
Oh, really?
You're 50-50 each. You're not like, because in our business, I'm 51-49, just in case there's any anything that needs to be decided.
Well, I think the logistics of that will be sorted when we actually sign when it comes to like investing, we've put a lot of money in 50-50, but I understand about the 51%, 49.
Yeah.
Like,
so you can have final say.
As soon as money goes in, you should have an agreement in place. So
it's kind
when
of
you
stupid
go
already.
away, get your agreement put in place, because it's very, very important. And it'll keep you together as a partnership a lot longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never liked partnerships in business purely because of the reason that you have falling outs, and then that's got to be, there's enough going on without the partner falling out with you. But if you are going to have a partner, get it in writing.
But I'm your partner.
Yeah.
Well, in this business, but you're my son as well, and
It makes it even harder.
it does.
But
Wait, do you guys have like a...
Yeah, so I own half of the Mark Tilbury brand.
Wow.
And also Strike It Big and everything.
So if you guys literally have an agreement, I should probably...
Yeah.
My dad said the same thing.
Yeah, he's
Get
a very
it.
wise man.
But I'm an idiot and I'm too lazy. But I'm going to get it sorted.
No, it's not that hard to get sorted. You can have someone else do it for you. But
Yeah.
I willingly gave Kurt, I actually offered it, like it was my idea. I said, if we're going to do this, I want you to have 51%, because I wouldn't be doing any of the things that I'm doing if it wasn't for him. So why would I want to own more of the business? I'm more than happy for him to take the majority share.
Respect that.
And I will follow his guidance.
Thank you, Kai. So back to videos. How do you know like a video topic is going to explode and be viral versus not do as well?
You don't know. So sometimes videos will flop, but a lot of the time I do have kind of an instinct on this video is going to do well. And it's all dependent on the thumbnail and title. If it's a very niche video, it will usually get less views. If it's a very video which anyone can watch, it will get more views. So like the least obese country in the world, I keep bringing this up, but it's a very good example. Anyone who sees that is going to be quite interested. Even if they go to the gym, even if they don't go to the gym, what's the least obese country in the world? They might click that. Compared to if I did like how I eat, full day of eating, that might not do as well, because not everyone wants to know what this specific kid is eating in a day. So it's dependent on how broad the topic is.
So why don't you always do broad videos? Is there like a strategy between doing the how to grow your chest fast videos and the obese country videos?
I'm a fitness channel at the end of the day, and sometimes sometimes they're easier to do. Like a full day of eating is an easier video. So if I don't have a video, I'm like, fuck, I need to get something out, and I'll do something like that. But I try to now, if I'm planning a big video, it'll be something broad.
What are some good hacks for beginner gym goers?
Some hacks for beginner gym goers.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, this is all for Kai.
Because he's entry level.
I'd say a big gym hack is, if you are someone who gets unmotivated easily, find a gym partner, someone you can go to the gym with, because then if you're going to miss a session, they'll put you in your place. They'll say, you're coming, basically, and it will motivate you more to go to the gym.
You're more accountable, aren't you, if you're someone else is going as well?
Exactly. The second gym hack I'd recommend is not being too restrictive. When people first start going to the gym, they're like, right, chicken, rice and broccoli every meal, every day. Boom, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. Let's be realistic. You're not. Have cheat meals.
How many are you allowed of those?
It's completely dependent on the person. I could have a Domino's every night and I'd still stay lean, but that's completely down to, as we spoke about before, genetics. If your mates are like, do you want to go to the cinema? Get a popcorn. Like, it's not the end of the world. Because when you're too restrictive, it makes you binge more. So, fun fact about me was, when I was going through that kind of depressive era where I'd look at myself in the mirror a lot more often and hate what I saw, I went through a pretty bad eating disorder. So 8 months ago when I met you guys, I was completely fine. I would eat pretty much whatever I wanted. I'd make sure I was getting my protein in, but I'd eat whatever I wanted, and I was staying pretty lean. Back then, if I wanted I got a Five Guys after the podcast with you guys, and I didn't care. But then when I started going through this kind of mental health problem and caring more about my body, in my head I was like, I need to get leaner, I need to look better. So I'd start restricting myself really bad. I wouldn't eat any junk food or anything like that. I'd only eat chicken, rice and broccoli every meal, or porridge, just that basic bodybuilding meals, and stay in a calorie deficit, which was not good for me because I needed to build muscle. But the problem with that is, because I was restricting myself so much, I'd always end up binging and eating crap. And I wasn't any leaner than I was before when I ate whatever I wanted. So about 2-3 months ago, when I started getting my mental health a bit better, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going through this anymore. I don't want to restrict myself constantly. And I started eating what I wanted again. And I'd say I'm as lean, if not leaner, than I was before. Because my logic is, again, you want what you can't have. So when I was restricting myself, I'd always end up binging. Now that I don't restrict myself as much, I don't end up binging. I don't end up all of this. You can stick
to a proper
and I can stick
diet.
to it completely better. And it's my life is honestly so much better since that, because food is such a big part of life. And when you're feeling guilty every time you have a slice of cake or a piece of chocolate, it really fucks you up. So if you want a nice meal, eat a nice meal. If you want to go out for food, go out for food.
When you look in the mirror now, do you feel confident?
I feel a lot more confident. Yeah. I don't like what I see. I never have liked what I see.
I think you also said you don't think you'll ever like what you see.
You never will.
Which is a shame, isn't it, really? Because you're building towards a goal that you don't think you'll ever achieve. And to me, that's mentally very difficult.
Mentally really hard, yeah. You know, once you start the gym, you're never satisfied. Don't get me wrong, there are times where I've got a pump, I'm in good lighting, and I'm like, you know what, I look pretty good. But then literally 30 minutes later, I can look at myself in a different mirror, in different lighting, without a pump, and I'm like, I look like shit. And it's completely down to so many factors on how you look.
Do you think you actually see something different from everyone else?
100%.
Because imagine like skinny you looking at you now. You're like, wow, that's what I want. I wouldn't want any more than that.
And I really think about that a lot. I think about that a lot. Sometimes I look at myself and I feel like shit. And I'm like, you know what? The thing is, if me when I was 15 saw myself now, I would love it. I'd be over the moon. But me now, I'm not. I'm the complete opposite. I feel like shit.
Even Kai was saying like he wouldn't want to get as big as you. You know, you've gone past the stage that he would want to be at.
I mean, it's not to say that I wouldn't do it, but it's not like a goal of mine to get huge.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just want to get a bit more powerful. I think that obviously it'll make me look a bit older because, believe it or not, me and Curtis are actually the same age, which people probably find it hard
exactly the same age.
Believe,
we were born on the same day.
We're both 24th of June 1998, and we didn't know each other prior. It's nuts. But yes, I just want to get a bit more powerful, look a bit older. But I'm not like intent on pushing it to new extremes. I'm really not bothered. I've never cared, and the only reason why I care now is because it's just my new goal. It's not because of how it makes me feel.
Can I just say that is so much more healthy than people like me. You think people like me who take fitness, whose fitness is their life, you think people like me are more healthy. It's the complete opposite.
I think for me, it's just like all I really care about is making money, chilling with my friends, and being with my girlfriend. I've been with the same girl since I was 17, so I'm out the game, so I don't care what someone thinks I look like.
Yeah.
The boys don't give a fuck.
I think you do care.
You definitely care.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying, yeah? Like
You're not looking to pull, maybe,
yeah, like,
but you want the girls to be looking at you.
I get Jack now. It makes no difference to my life, women-wise, at all.
Yeah.
Boys obviously don't give a fuck. Like my boys don't care. Why would they? And then making money, it makes no difference either. So for me, it is literally just a new challenge, and I just want to get a bit more powerful. But I've never looked at it in that way.
You just said you're like getting jacked. I'm not bothered about getting women. You know, it's not going to help because I've got a girlfriend. If you get jacked, you don't get women. Like you get men. You get men in your DMs, not women. I mean, 99.9% of my DMs are from men.
So is it not out with the girls at all? Like your current girlfriend now,
yeah,
would she be attracted to 15-year-old body you?
Well, 15-year-old, unfortunately, is not the same because you would have matured a certain amount.
I mean, your physique
looking like 15.
Okay. Let's
skinny physique.
All right, let's be. It depends on the girl.
Yeah.
Some girls like skinny guys. Some girls like muscular guys. I would say it has helped maybe a little bit, but more in real life. Like if you're wearing a tight t-shirt, it might help a little bit. It helps your facial structure a bit when you're looking a bit broad. All of this stuff. But in general, if you post a shirtless selfie on Instagram, and of you like properly flexing, you'll get no girls like it. Compared to if you post a normal selfie, more girls will like that. Like girls don't care about the veins, they don't care about all of that.
Why do you think that is?
They don't want to. They don't want to go out with a guy who, in their head, if the guy's flexing like this, they think he's never going to go out for a meal with me. He's never going to have a good time. It's not the truth, but
and
that's what they think.
And he thinks he's prettier than me.
Yeah, he cares more about his appearance than the girl. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing YouTuber boxing?
Okay, so 100%.
Is there an exclusive here?
No, well, not that exclusive. It's nothing crazy. I'm boxing my mate on Saturday. We've hired like a ring out, all of this sort of stuff. So if that goes well,
For a video?
For a video, yeah.
Okay,
so if I don't embarrass myself too much,
have you done any training?
I have to. No, that's the point.
You're going to embarrass yourself, I think.
Does he box?
No, he boxes. He knows a bit more about boxing, but I'm a bit taller. So the premise of the video is we've got a disagreement. And I was like, to settle this disagreement, sign the contract, we'll have a boxing match. The disagreement is so boring and stupid, but it's quite a funny video idea that we're settling that with a boxing match. But maybe, yeah. I'd be down. I'd be down to box.
What did you think of the Tommy Fury, Jake Paul
Loved
fight?
it, mate. I thought it was an amazing fight, honestly.
Who did you think was going to win before it happened?
Jake Paul, to be honest.
Same.
So did
I'm
he.
the only one here that didn't think that.
I put a bet on
You put a bet on who?
Tommy Fury.
Is it?
course.
How much?
Against me.
£50?
Yeah, I lost £50 to him.
You bet Jake?
Yeah, I bet with my girlfriend as well, so I lost 100 in total.
Oh,
Yeah.
But wait, so you thought Tommy Fury was going to win?
Yeah,
he did.
Oh, right.
100%.
Okay.
I thought he was going to win easily as well.
Yeah,
I thought
but
he
you
was going to
didn't
lay him
realise.
flat.
You'd never watched Jake fight. You didn't realise his mentality.
No,
I thought there's no way
realised-
this guy can lose.
I realised Jake is like quite an animal sort of, and I have seen a bit of his boxing, but also Tommy is a professional boxer. I mean, really, the guy should win.
Yeah.
I don't think Jake actually knocked him down. I think he slipped, to be honest. That was never a big enough punch to put him down, and he was straight up. So I think he won by quite a lot more
I
than
think
the point said.
Tommy had too much to lose. Like,
Yeah.
he's just had the kid.
but that
he's
could
the
be
boxer.
a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
Like when you have too much to lose, the pressure can take over.
Well, you could see the pressure afterward, couldn't you? Because it was coming out in
Yeah.
him, the real pressure that he'd been under for 2 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's your take? Because I want to hear it.
Well, yeah, I did actually think that Jake Paul was going to win. However, I thought it was going to be very close. So I bet on a draw, which when the fight ended before they announced the winner, I thought, I've got this. I thought it was going to be a draw. But the thing is, the reason I thought Jake was going to win, he's pretty good. Like, let's be real. People try and mock him, but he is pretty good. Number two, and I ramble on about this all podcast, the word beginning with G, genetics. The Paul brothers have insane genetics. Take Logan Paul, for example. The guy looks like a bloody bodybuilder, and he doesn't train for bodybuilding. He has a better physique than me, and my life is literal bodybuilding. You could also look at their past. They were both wrestlers back in the day. Good.
But if you look at Tommy Fury, he's
he's got insane genetics
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. But yeah, I thought the Pauls were going to just edge. I thought it was going to be close, but I did think Jake was going to win it.
On aggression, I think he could have had it, but on style and the art of boxing, I thought it'd go to Tommy.
The first, as soon as the first 30 seconds happened, I changed my mind completely. I was like, yeah, I think Tommy's got this.
If you were to box another YouTuber, who would it be?
Oh,
Don't say me.
I don't know, to be honest.
Do you have beef with anyone?
I'd get destroyed by you, Mark. I'd get destroyed.
Judging by that arm wrestle, I mean,
Morgs. Maybe
Morgs.
Morgs.
Really?
Have you met Morgs before?
I've never met him, but I know that he's quite tall. I think he's similar height to me, so I think it would be somewhat of a fair fight.
Yeah, I think he's actually quite a cool guy.
He seems pretty chill.
Yeah, when he's not, being that pretend character.
At the end of the day,
CBBC
he's played a character. So can you knock him? He's making a lot of money. He's played a character. He does look like a twat when he's playing the character, but it's a character. It's like someone acting in a TV show. They're playing a character. I shouldn't be saying this because I've just called him out, so I should be starting fake beef and not being nice to him.
He's rubbish, isn't he?
He's rubbish.
Really rubbish.
So you're obviously making decent money from YouTube. What car are you driving now?
I think the same car. Yeah.
What car's that?
So I don't know the name. It's like some crappy Ford. I got it off my mate.
Why are you not
Crappy
getting
Ford.
that?
I like
If it's a
Fords.
Ford, then it's definitely crap. Yeah.
Rubbish. I like
Why are
Fords.
you not leveling up?
I don't really care that much about cars or. This is a sweatshirt I got from Lidl last night. I tried to.
From Lidl?
Yeah, so I was in Lidl last
even know
night.
they
And
sold them,
I was like, I don't have anything nice to wear for this. So this is nice clothes to me.
You're like the complete opposite of Kai. Like he likes all designer stuff, nice cars.
H&M, and I actually got a discount on it because
Okay, but how much were your jeans?
£1,000.
I got to say, Joe, I like the little aisle.
The little, it's so addictive.
It is.
It's so addictive.
I spent
the one in the middle?
about half an hour on Saturday around the little aisle. Yeah,
you know that's how they make all their profit from those
Is
ones in the middle.
Is
yeah,
it?
so
It's
they get you in
random
with
crap.
the cheaper products. Yeah, and it's all random stuff.
well, it's all
so
the
they can make
stuff you
products.
didn't know that you wanted, but you definitely do when you see it. You go, I'll have some of that.
You're like, I saw like some foot massage, and I was like, you know what? I'm editing tonight. Yeah, go on, let's get this for
You got it.
35 quid. Yeah. Like, it just entices you into the most random, pointless crap. But I think that's sick. Like, obviously, you're a millionaire and you're still shopping at Lidl. And I saw a video when someone asked, why do you shop at these reduced stuff? And I remember you answering it. I think it's so respectable. I really respect people who don't really care that much about how people perceive them as long as they're doing well themselves. And yeah, with me personally, you asked about why I'm not getting a better car. As long as it gets me from A to B, that's all that I'm really that bothered about.
Do you think that will change when you've like driven a really fast car? Because I often say this about getting like a Lamborghini or something. Like I've never driven one, so I don't know if I would love it that much.
You'd love it.
Yeah, I probably would.
You probably would love it.
But I don't want to get it for other people, you know. But if I did love it, then I
Sure,
would get it for that reason.
Yeah, I think some people could buy nice stuff and it not just be for the reason that they want to flex it. I think I would love it. Obviously, if I drove a Lamborghini, I could never like live with myself. I spent that much money on something like that at the moment because I'm still in this mindset of I'm growing. Let's not bother about all the nice stuff. Let's just get as far as I can first.
How about a nice entry-level watch?
Stop. No, we're cutting that out.
No, we're not cutting it. I'll carry
How
on.
about a nice entry-level watch?
No, how about a Rolex, something that will hold its value or hopefully go up as an investment, not as a flex piece. You know, you can wear it in videos.
Yeah, I know that watches are quite a good investment, especially in like the corporate world. My dad's a big watch guy. My mate got one for like $1,000 the other day because he's just started a job as like a finance person. And I do want to get one because I think it looks nice. But again, I couldn't spend £500 on a watch. How much
You
is
could
that?
spend 500.
Huh?
No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you spend 500, you're more likely to lose that 500 than if you spent 15,000. Then you probably make some or maintain the same value. So in a way, you're spending more by buying the £500 one.
Very true, very true. But I could get the 15,000 initially, so I don't know how.
You definitely could.
No, yeah, you're doing it in a smart way where you're leaving the money in your business and things like that. But it is still your money, and you can.
I
pull it
could
out if
technically,
you
yeah,
want to. Obviously, you
but
could,
I couldn't live with myself if I took that money out. That's the problem.
But why? What's it doing in there? Nothing.
It's not being given to the government. That's what it's doing.
Yeah, I guess so. But if you buy a watch, you can wear it every day. You can enjoy it. It's also, there are loads of benefits to having a good watch, like a conversation starter with other people that have got watches. It's good for networking. Yeah, I think you should get one.
Are you scared that spending money is going to change you and change who you are as a person?
In regards to that question, there's something kind of like that. Like, I was going to get composite bonding the other day, which costs a bit of money, which is like where your teeth look like veneers, but they're not veneers. But then I didn't do it because I think I just look like an influencer, and I hate being perceived as one of those.
It'll end up like looking like you've swallowed a torch.
Yeah, exactly. And
you don't really want that.
And then that on top of fake tan, on top of being lean, I will look like a bit of a twat. Let's be honest, and I don't want that.
You know what's so funny is I was with one of my friends, Jamie, the other night, and he's getting composite bonding right now. And he said to me as soon as I sat down, he says, "Oh, by the way," he says, "I'm getting mine." He says, "You need to get your teeth done." I said, "No, I don't care, bro. Like, I know they're not great, but I don't care." He's like, "Bro, every time I load up the podcast and watch you, he's like, the first thing I think about is how you need your teeth done." It's like, fucking hell, bro. Thanks.
Your teeth are your
Like,
teeth are good.
And your teeth are fine as well.
I don't mind.
I got
just
braces
normal
instead. So
yeah.
I don't see like why you have to go to that extreme. Like, I think that people have been living with normal teeth since the caveman days, and I don't think that it needs to be changed.
Well, in the States, they haven't, have they? That's why they always pick on our teeth as being bad, and veneers in the States is a normal thing you have done.
What's funny though is I say that, but see me in 6 months with a new teeth.
If you're getting everything done.
Entry-level teeth. Anyway.
What do you feel is different about you and like the other fitness influencers? Because I think there is a clear difference.
Well, the one that I get told the most is that I'm a bit more relatable in the fact that I'm not some mass monster. I'm not some influencer living in Dubai. Like, I'm kind of just a guy who lives with my mate.
And you're a nice
in
bloke.
Nottingham. I appreciate that. You're a nice bloke as well, man.
Thank you very much. We got a bromance going on.
Just made it well cringy.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I just enjoy going to the gym like every other guy does, and I enjoy making videos, and I've been lucky enough to gain a bit of a following out of that. I think it's a fact that I genuinely am not anything special that makes me kind of relatable to a lot of guys.
Do you think some of the fitness influencers are a bit stuck up?
I know a lot of them that are stuck up. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but there's some guys who have definitely, as their following has increased, have built a bit of an ego. And I've noticed that because I meet a lot of these guys. I've been in the fitness world for quite a while now. I've been with My Protein for 3 years. My Protein do events a lot of the times where a lot of other influencers come. And I've met some guys who are like the nicest people ever. You know, they've just joined My Protein, they're a bit shy. And then I met them like a year later. I'm not going to name names, like I said. And they're just a completely different person. They've gained a bit of a following, and you can see that through their ego. And that's one thing that I completely stand against. I think that humbleness is the most, like, literally the biggest thing ever.
So, when is enough money enough money?
With the same mindset as without the money involved, I think that, to be honest, as you start getting a lot of money, you start craving a lot of money again. Just like as you start going to the gym and putting on muscle, you start craving more muscle. So I think, like, you guys are doing so well. You know, if I said to myself, I'm going to be as rich as you guys in 2 years, I'll be done, I'll be happy. But I won't be. You guys are probably still striving for more. I think that, to be honest, that you never have enough money unless you're like bloody Jeff Bezos or something like that.
Well, he hasn't stopped, has he?
Yeah, exactly. Even him, he's not stopped working. Elon Musk hasn't stopped working. I think when it comes to like certain aspects of life, money, muscle, all of this sort of stuff, I don't think there is ever enough, to be honest. I think you'll always be striving for more.
And I think that's because it's a constant journey.
It's a constant journey. You always think you can do better. You always think you can do more. And yeah.
Let's
Very
make
good.
that a viral sound. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks
It's
for
been
having
great.
me.
If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. So we will see you next Wednesday with a brand new upload. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from all these guys. See you later.
later.
Bye-bye.
Usually say Friday, don't I?
Yeah.
Normally, not anymore.
Yeah, we thought people...